I'm back! Did y'all miss me? What up everyone, CharisMaggie here and welcome back to my channel where I encourage you to submerge yourself in culture and live meaningful lives. So, I am back after taking what was supposed to be a 1-month break from making content. I actually ended up doing almost 2.5 months of not creating content on YouTube. Well, apart from, some YouTube shorts that some of you may have been seeing, I decided to take a break in April to give myself a rest. Honestly, it was a rest. There are certain things about creating content and the platforms on a whole that were like just frustrating me, and I thought that it was a good idea for me to take a break because for some of you who don't know, a couple of years ago when I was on YouTube, I ended up taking almost a 9-month break because I got so burnt out and my mental health was so much affected. I could not make content for that long time period. So I didn't want that to happen again. So yes, your girl took a break, but now she's back and ready to give y'all all this content. So how y'all doing? Let me know in the comments. How are y'all doing today? I missed y'all. I don't know if y'all missed me, but I definitely missed making content and just interacting with y'all based on the topic of the video. And today is just a sit down chat update just to all let you know what's to come, maybe a little bit of what's been going on. So yeah, in the midst of me taking a break from social media, I also moved, so that took a bit of time to like adjust, the packing, the unpacking, all of that. What else? I had so many things going on. I finished my sign language class, yay! So maybe we'll see a vlog one day where I'll teach y'all some of the things that I actually learned during sign language class. We'll see. And I have been preparing for season 5 of Fi Di Kulcha. So yay, Fi Di Kulcha is coming back. So those of you who don't know what Fi Di Kulcha is, if you're pretty much new here, so a couple years ago after I graduated from university, I started a series called Fi Di Kulcha because when I was living in Newfoundland, I realized that a lot of us got boxed in the same category because if we looked a certain way or if we spoke similar, everyone associated us to being like, oh, you're from Africa or you're from Jamaica or you're from Mexico if you speak Spanish. So these different things inspired me to start this series. So it's an interview-based series and we have over 20 countries featured, and we've discussed things from language, music, history, anything under the scope of cultural education. I was very passionate about talking about topics that weren't really talked about and also ones that people talked about but more in like a stereotypical negative way. So we are on to season 5 and I am so excited for y'all to see what season 5 is. A lot of you who may have followed me from last year, you followed me because of the Creole series that I did. We're continuing that with more content this year as well, more languages. We're also going to add on to some of the languages we touched on last year. We're also introducing new topics. So I was a big Love is Blind fan ever since season 1 came out, and when season 2 came out, it was very different from season 1, but it allowed me to think about the structure of the show and how much it reminded me of arranged marriages. And arranged marriages is something that was practiced in a lot of, or is I should say, practiced in a lot of cultures, and it usually has this very negative light. There are a lot of misconceptions around it as well. So that is also something we're going to be exploring this year, my arranged marriages. We're also going to be talking about the influence of Jamaican culture, specifically in Toronto, and this is going to be around the Jamaican party in particular, because I don't know if a lot of you have followed me on Instagram. You would have seen that I did a video talking about Party Day and the significance of it, but a couple years ago the Jamaican party was kind of forced to be called something else. Like, it's a whole thing. We'll learn more about that, but yes, there was a documentary I saw about it and I realized that a lot of people in Toronto didn't even know about Party Day and the significance of it, so we touched on that as well. There's just a lot. We're talking about genealogy, how to trace your ancestry to find out your root, y'all, a lot of new things and insightful topics are coming this year, so I hope y'all are excited, because I am, and I can't wait to share it with y'all. It is going to be launching next week. Yes, that is the goal. So you should be seeing a video next week to have the first episode of Fi Di Kulcha live for you to watch. Now, on another note, before I wrap up this video, I just want to say thank you to everyone who has been so supportive over the years. Whether you have watched the video, shared, commented, you know, sent encouraging words to me when I felt down. There are so many people that I've met through my YouTube channel and also like my Instagram, and I've never met these individuals, and they have been so encouraging. And you know, when I feel discouraged and I feel like I don't want to continue this journey of being a content creator, they are definitely there to give me not just a lending ear, but also to be supportive and reminding me of why I started this channel in the first place. So there are a lot of videos out there, you know, talking about how to make X amount of money by being a content creator. Like, there's a lot of glamour similar to what was being done with entrepreneurship. The same is kind of being done with content creation, and I just want to caution anyone who's thinking about becoming a content creator. Just know that past everything that they show you in terms of the glamour, there's a lot of work that goes into it. There's a lot of dedication. There's going to be a lot of self-doubt, and there's also going to be a lot of you wondering if you should post a video, if it's going to get views. You have to learn to be your own cheerleader in the beginning until people start becoming your cheerleaders. You get what I mean? So for a long time, I felt like I was my own cheerleader, and it's because I kept remembering my why for starting this channel. Even when things got hard, the views weren't viewing, you know, the engagement wasn't there as I felt like it would have been, I still would keep going. And I don't regret that I continued, because if I had stopped, I wouldn't have been where I am today. I wouldn't have built this community. I am more interested in helping to make an impact, in helping to start conversations around culture. We are in a climate right now where the buzzword is diversity, you know, inclusion, equity, all of these things. And I think what gets missed out in the conversation is the cultural background aspect of that, because a lot of the inequity and lack of inclusivity has to do with the fact that a lot of us are not culturally aware, a lot of us are not culturally sensitive. And so that is a buzzword, I feel like, right now, but it's like, what are people doing to actually be really inclusive, diverse, and show equity? So yeah, I feel like this is me kind of doing my own little part in my own little way. I'm not trying to be famous. I don't care about large number of followers. I just want to make sure that the content I make, it helps someone to learn something new, and that people's mindset and the way they were taught certain things, it can be shifted. Because I feel like sometimes the way we're taught something affects how we treat a group of people. And I am all about creating a safe space for us to learn about culture, to see how much we are connected, because we are very much connected in terms of history, in terms of lived experiences. We're not going to be the same, of course, but we are definitely connected. A lot of us have the same or similar roots of why our experiences are the way it is. And I felt like if we had more cultural understanding, there would be more room for us to have conversation and so solidarity with each other when the time is needed, because it's lacking a lot of the time, especially amongst, as they would call us, minority groups. I hate that word, but that's the phrase we're given to recognize our group of people who are, you know, being oppressed and all of that. There's a lot of misunderstanding between us, so I feel like if people just learn one new thing a day, it would make a difference. And I hope to be one of those people to help with that information. So before I go, y'all, one more thing I wanted to say is that we now have a new update on YouTube that I would really appreciate y'all to consider when you're watching my future content, even if it's the past ones, you know, you want to support me, things like that. So on YouTube now, under my videos, you will see a tip button that allows you to tip me, and this will help financially, definitely, because I am not going to lie to y'all. YouTube doesn't pay a lot for certain content creators, so there are certain types of content that will be more lucrative than others. Mine is just not one of the lucrative, like, niches, as they would call it. and I'm fine with that, because as I said, I'm all about making impact. But if there is a way for me to also sustain myself, I definitely am up for that 100%. So at the moment, everything is funded by Maggie. You know, the Maggie Foundation is what's funding, keeping this channel going. And I would really want to be able to expand eventually, have my own like production company where I'm making like short films that are related to cultural content, going beyond what I'm doing right now, being able to actually go to the countries that I'm talking about and showcasing the culture in that way, versus just doing virtual interview style kind of stuff. Like, I love doing that, but I also want to go and visit and be a part of the culture and explore it and show y'all firsthand what it is like. So yeah, down below you'll see a tip button. You can tip however amount you want. This will definitely help me out in paying for subscriptions, being able to hire help from time to time. At the moment, I film, edit, produce everything myself, so a little help would definitely be appreciated. So yeah, that's the last thing I'll say for this video. I appreciate y'all for sticking with me, for watching if you got this far, and see y'all for season 5 of Fi Di Kulcha. Bye.